The Pumpkin Party. A reader by Jolly Phonics. Meg and her dad were playing ball. Meg calls it soccer, while her dad calls it football. Dad kicked the ball at the goal. "Goal!" he yelled. "No!" cried Meg, as the ball knocked down a pot of flowers. Crash! Meg and Dad brushed the bits of pot and soil and flowers up. "I think we had better stop football now," said Dad. "Come on. We'll put some seeds in." Meg liked helping her dad in the garden. They grew all sorts of things. In the shed, they looked at the packets of seeds. "This one," said Meg, picking one out. They put soil into some pots, and Meg popped a seed into each one. The seeds were big, flat, and white. Then they wrote the name of the seeds on the markers and put them in the pots too. When the seedlings had about 4 leaves each, Meg and her dad put them out into the garden. "Right then," said Dad, "you had better give them a drink to get them off to a good start." By the time summer arrived, everything in the garden was getting bigger. Meg stood and looked at her patch of garden. "They are doing well," commented her dad. "We should write your name on one of the small ones and see what happens when it grows," said Dad. "I used to do that when I was a boy." So Meg scratched her name onto one of the small pumpkins. "That really is a fine crop of pumpkins you have grown," said Dad. "What are you going to do with them all?" "We will never eat all of them," said her brother Josh, as he carried a tray of drinks out. They all sat down and looked at the pumpkins. "Anyway," continued Josh, "forget pumpkins. The thing I want to know is what sort of birthday party you are going to have. I bet it will be a soccer party." "You have a soccer party every time." "Well, I'm not going to this time," said Meg. "This time I want." She looked around. "A different sort of party," she finished. "You have a soccer party every time," said Josh, and smiled. On the morning of her party, Meg and Dad were in the garden, looking at the pumpkins. The pumpkin had been small when she had scratched her name on it, but now the pumpkin and her name were much bigger. Her name had grown with the pumpkin. Meg picked her pumpkin first, and then 9 more. She collected them up and took them inside. "What do you want all of those for?" said Josh, looking puzzled. "Wait and see," replied Meg with a smile. At 4 o'clock, Meg's friends started to arrive. Anna and Kim were first, then Bill, Hinda, and Sis. They went outside to play until the others arrived. Meg unwrapped her presents and thanked everyone for their gifts. "Right, come inside," said Meg. "Welcome to my pumpkin party." There was a pumpkin for each of them. "We are going to make our own pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns," explained Meg. "The knives are quite sharp," said Meg's dad, "so go slowly and call me if you need help." When they had finished, they looked at their lanterns. Sis had lots of pointed teeth, Hindus had a big smile, and Gus had carved all the way around his. "They are splendid," said Meg's dad, as he put a night light in each one. They put the jack-o'-lanterns around the room, and then they had their party food. Meg had helped to make a pumpkin pie, which everyone tried. Then it was time for the birthday cake. "I know what shape it will be," said Josh. "It's just got to be a pea." "A football pitch," cried everyone as the cake was carried in. "Well," said Josh, and smiled. "I said you would get soccer into your party some way or another." I hope you enjoyed The Pumpkin Party by Jolly Phonics. Please like, share, and subscribe to Arsal Academy and hit the bell icon.